Hi guys, and welcome to Dee's Media World. I know it's been a while since I made a video, but today I'm here and I actually wanted to do a quick review for season 2 of Grace and Frankie. If you remember, I actually did a review for the first season on Netflix last year, and I'll have that linked below. But in any case, just to get right into it, if you don't remember, the show is about Grace and Frankie, and they both find out in the beginning of season 1 that their husbands have been cheating on them with each other and that they're in love and everything, and kind of the aftermath and fallout from that experience. If you've seen season 1, the whole show is also available on Netflix. It's a Netflix show. And now that season 2 has been released or I think it was May 6th, so about 2 weeks ago, season 2 was released, and I had just finished the show. So I thought I would do a quick review of season 2. So season 2 kind of begins with literally where the end of last season ended. Spoiler alert, basically Saul sort of has to and wants to tell Robert the truth about him sleeping with Frankie at the end of season 1. And actually something happens where Robert is actually not well, and he can't really tell him. And then there's sort of their plots. One of the strengths of this season, I think, was sort of I always liked Saul and Robert as a couple together. I think they are meant to be together, despite their sort of shady past and how they both cheated on their wives. I still felt that they were sort of meant to be together. Even though cheating on your wife for 20 years is messed up. It's beyond messed up. I felt like, well, this is a couple who meant to be together. So half of the season sort of dealt with after Saul told Robert the truth, that which had to have been like episode 4, and sort of them dealing and getting back together. I actually like that sort of arc. One of the themes in Grace and Frankie has to do with death and a little bit, and old age. Like when you get old, how much does petty stuff matter? Like if you've been in a relationship with someone in their case, Robert and Saul have been having an affair for 20 years. Finally were able to get married, broke away from their wives and everything. Then they have another fight, and there kind of brings up this question of, well, we don't have a lot of time left, and we wasted so much time. How do you want to spend, the next couple years or whatever together? And I like that kind of theme. In terms of another theme I like in the show is friendship in season 2 between Grace and Frankie. While there is like a little bit of a flare up towards the end of the season where Grace kind of says something to upset or hurt Frankie, I like how even before that there's definitely growth in their friendship. Grace probably even has grown the most in terms of character. Her character in season 1 was sort of this cold, distant woman who I guess most people think of as sort of like the snobbish type. The upper class woman who seemingly has it all together or whatever. And in the season 2, while that sort of is dealt with more as her as a character, she goes through some heartache, she goes through some anger, frustration, even alcoholism a little bit. She might use alcohol a little too much to try to get rid of her problems, and that's actually makes her a more human character. I like her relationship with Frankie and how even though it's much better than it was in season 1, it definitely, I think, it still had some drawbacks. There was still some part of her that maybe didn't feel fully comfortable with Frankie just yet, but it made sense in a way as well, and I enjoyed that. I think Frankie as a character, I liked a little bit of what they did with her storyline this season. Frankie is kind of a comedic relief character, despite having some deeper emotional stuff as well. Like she deals with heartbreak as well, but it's seen as more comedically. I think Lily Tomlin, who plays her, is really funny. So I really enjoy Frankie. She usually has the most laugh out loud moments, and I like watching her character grow as well. I wouldn't say there was a ton of growth with her this season. She's still who she is. She's still Frankie, but I still liked what they did with her. In terms of like the supporting cast, like Bud and Coyote and Mallory and Brianna, I like their stories. They don't do a lot with they're basically the kids of our main characters. They don't do a whole lot with them, but there was some growth with Bud a little bit. I mean, not Bud, Coyote, where we find out about his birth mother and stuff like that, and I thought that was interesting. It felt almost kind of random, but I still liked it. Bud, I think season three should focus a little bit more on Bud. Not totally, but in terms of like what exactly does he want out of life? Like he's still, I don't know how I would describe his character. Bud is kind of like the good son. He's the, I mean, they go through that a little bit where they say like he's the one who wants stuff to work out and be together. He's kind of like the glue, I guess, of the family in some ways. But I actually wouldn't mind seeing his life outside of his mom and dad and brother. Like, what about his personal life? What about not even just dating, but I think he even works with his dad, Saul, in the law firm. I think everybody sort of works with their parents in some way or the other. Um, Part of me is like, I would like to see Bud actually maybe have a relationship, actually maybe kick Coyote out or do something on his own outside of the family. I feel like he's not really allowed as a character to do that just yet. And I hope he's allowed to next season. Other things I would like to see, well, obviously Mallory is going to have her babies next season. I actually was wondering if they were hinting towards her dying because there was this kind of worrying concern about her at the beginning of the season of her like being in on bed rest and not feeling well and all this kind of stuff. And I was wondering if they were hinting towards her dying. But it seems particularly dark for this kind of show, so I wouldn't put my money on Mallory dying. Brianna didn't have too much of a focus this season. I think she had more of a personal life last season. Well, I like Brianna okay, so I didn't really care either way. So I liked what they did with her story. Most of it was involved with Frankie this season, and I thought that was funny and interesting. I guess she's still with her boyfriend, which is nice. Not much to say with that. And in terms of, I think, my general thoughts of season two, I would definitely recommend season two. I was so excited to watch it, and I think it fulfilled that. I love the show, and I already watched it. I had to actually stop myself from watching all of it. I think I watched maybe the first 6 episodes in 2 days or something like that. And I had to stop. I was like, okay, I have to ration this out a little bit more. Obviously, I finished the show in about 2 weeks. So, but in any case, I would definitely recommend season one and two for you guys to watch on Netflix. The show is called Grace and Frankie, obviously. And it's obviously sort of a comedy drama sometimes. And Jane Fonda is kind of the reason I start watching the show. Because she's hilarious when she doesn't mean to be. And that's what I love about her character, too, as well. It's just the way her delivery of lines is really funny to me. I don't know why. I love seeing this character angry for some reason. I don't know why. But in any case, that's sort of my main thoughts on season two. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.